Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Hangman Page turns into Guy Fawkes, but successful.
A big change to the all-out main event.
Kevin Kelly and the boys are suing AEW.
Oh boy, and a backstage update on plans for a Cody Rhodes Solo Sikoa rematch. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Yeah, it really is one of those days where the thumbnail picks itself today, because how can you lead with anything else but the sight of Hangman Page sitting before the burning childhood home of Swerve Strickland, nonchalantly drinking his whiskey?
Hardest album cover of all time.
It might be, apart from me and the goats.
Yeah.
But so this was the closing angle of last night's episode of AEW Dynamite. Basically, I'll just run through what happened, and then we'll get to the meat and potatoes of it. Earlier in the day, AEW uploaded a video to social media. It was Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana. Swerve revealing he'd purchased his childhood home.
What a lovely thing.
Lovely stuff. They're in front of this house. He said that when he was young, his family fell on hard times and the bank foreclosed on the home. He'd always wanted to buy it back for his family. And now he has. He said he'd never forgotten the look on his mum's face when she said when they were leaving on the day they were departing the house. Got a quote from him here saying, "That day forward, I made a promise to myself that no matter what I was going to do, what I was going to pursue in life, I was going to work my hardest. Whatever passion I was going to fall into, I was going to be the best at that. I was going to work my ass off, one day become successful enough to buy back this property."
Always good to see good things happen to good people, a lifelong goal achieved. Anyway, on to my first story. Sorry, are you finished?
Well, some stuff happened. Immediately, people on social media cottoned on to what was really going on
Just
here.
that really grumpy match photo where he's like, everyone's like, we know it's coming.
Sucking on a lemon, like, or he'd bitten a wasp or something. Swerve, remember he invaded Hangman's home.
Yeah.
Conducted a home invasion.
He threatened his child.
Last week, he revealed that Hangman's had a second kid, right?
Yeah.
Which is Hangman's news to share. Very personal thing to do. So on Dynamite, there was going to be an in-ring contract signing for their match at All Out. Swerve came out. Hangman didn't come out. They played his music twice. No show. Someone starts playing on the Tron. It's Hangman Page and he's in the house.
Whose house?
Swerve's house.
Huh?
Yep. So yeah, he's in the house, he's walking around, he cuts this long, intense promo. What was the exact phrase? I'm going to burn your world to the ground.
Yeah, he has been sort of foreshadowing this for quite some time when you think about it.
And the way they kind of revealed it was really well done. Like, he walked outside and you could kind of hear the swill of the gas.
Is he pissing? What's going on?
I thought he was taking a leak. And you hear the gas hitting the ground before he finally reveals that he's carrying a gas canister. He sits down, he lights a match.
The chair was a nice touch, wasn't it?
Yeah, his dad's chair with the table and the whiskey. Lights a match, and boom, up it goes in flame. It didn't just go up in flame,
Jesus.
It exploded.
I was like, are you alright sitting that close?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as soon as the camera stopped rolling, he was like, "Get me out of here. I've singed my mustache." Never mind eating wasps and sucking lemons, he almost caught fire, the poor guy. And up it went in flames. Certainly one of the most memorable wrestling visuals ever, probably.
Yeah, right up there.
Like Randy Orton in front of the Fiend's
Exactly,
shack.
that's what I thought of, yeah, but this just goes even harder in my opinion. It looks incredible, that photo that obviously is just everywhere on social media.
And our thumbnail.
Yeah, it's amazing. They're going to kill each other on Saturday.
Yeah, it certainly amplifies the level of intensity and hate.
As if it needed any more, like you say.
Yeah, it's wow. I'd love to know the inner workings of this. Did they just buy a random house?
Yeah.
Who knows? And how'd you get?
Or did Swerve have time to get insurance?
Yeah. Like, how'd you get clearance for that? Hello, fire department. We are going to burn a house down.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Is that okay? I'd love to know that stuff, but I'm sure it'll come out. But yeah, it really took that feud through the roof.
Yeah.
The roof is on fire. So
yeah, I did
burn
think
burn it.
Oh, Swerve, you couldn't have waited to announce this until next week.
Yeah.
Really bad timing here.
Yeah. Sorry, man. Not a good idea. And he was flipping out in the ring as well. He was going all in. So. Man, this is. I think this is the defining feud of this era of AEW.
Yes.
I know that's not a hot take. Everyone thinks that, but I mean, how can you get more personal than that? Really, gee whiz.
Well, off the back of that, Andy, I have some big news surrounding their presumed match, I should say, at All Out, because I can now announce Steel cage match off.
Done.
After that,
No more.
Tony Khan said you're not doing a steel cage match at All Out. After that,
I will
steel
not
cage match. You're having a laugh.
sanction that. Yeah.
Well, according to Lucha Blog, who were watching and attending AEW Dynamite this week, they tweeted after this angle, Swerve and Nana are slowly, sadly walking to the back. You can picture it already.
As Dynamite went off the air.
Nana sad into the back. Justin Roberts says, we can't end like that. Tony Khan says the cage match is no longer sanctioned, Andy. It's now a steel cage lights out match. Again, aptly, you do not need to add any more fuel to this fire.
Yeah, and remember, these guys already had a match where they drank each other's blood.
Yeah.
So
Where do you go?
Yeah, what the hell? Like, where does the escalation go? I've no idea. I am looking forward to it immensely. I think it's going to be incredible. I just have no idea what they're going to do. No idea, and that's part of the fun.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what the Dudleys think about this and where this goes. Like you say, we'll be talking about
They hated it. They thought it sucked.
the Dynamite Review podcast a little bit later on today. Yeah, like you say, that bar is incredibly high already for these two. Not just in terms of like violence, but just quality of match. They work so well together. And neither of them are going to be the same again after all this.
Yeah, this could be one of the most just insane matches in AEW history, and that covers quite a lot of ground.
Life comes at you fast, doesn't it? He was world champ 2 weeks ago, Swerve.
Yeah, and now he's going to hell, like with Hangman Page, who is going to go to hell for burning down the childhood home.
And I don't want any of you ever to question Tony D'Angelo committing crimes on television now, because if this match goes ahead, that man should be in jail. Now, I'm really looking forward to this on Saturday. I keep thinking it's Sunday. I like the fact it's Saturday, much easier for the British audience to either justify staying up late and not be dead at work the next day, or just watch it at your leisure on the Sunday. We'll be dealing with all the fallout, obviously, next week, and myself and Hamlet are going to be giving our predictions later on this week too.
There you go. That'll be going out on Saturday. That's the day of the show. Maybe that's not a good idea.
Maybe tomorrow then.
Yeah, I'll think of something.
Stereophonics. So
Swerve won't be finding his way home, will he? Gee whiz, Kelly Jones, is that guy's name?
I think so.
Yeah, Kelly Jones.
Shout out to Andrew Pollard, another Welshie.
Probably an enjoyer of the Stereophonics, perhaps.
Yeah.
Likes his indie music. Shout out to Andrew Pollard. Kevin Kelly.
Oh, here we go.
And the boys.
I'm glad we had the house getting I'm not glad for Swerve, but I'm glad we had the house setting on fire thing, because Twitter was, a dumpster fire last night with all this.
Yeah, I mean, some of it was quite funny.
It was funny.
Which we'll get to. Kevin Kelly and the Tate brothers, we should say. They're not the boys anymore. They were the boys. Yeah, when I first saw this headline and I saw Tate brothers, I was like, okay, Kevin Kelly, I know he'd gone a bit weird, but gee whiz.
Andrew, haven't you got enough on your plate already, mate?
Yeah. When I worked for AEW that time. But yeah, Kevin Kelly, Brent and Brandon Tate, they filed a lawsuit following their respective departures from AEW earlier this year. They want to do this for breach of contract, misclassification of an employee as an independent contractor, and defamation, amongst other claims. It's with the Court of Common Pleas of Philadelphia County Trial Division. Nice succinct name there for you. And the formal complaint was, it's been doing the rounds. It's been redacted quite heavily. Kelly's complaints are mostly about wrongful termination. He claims he was defamed by Ian Riccaboni. Claims that he was told that Riccaboni was punished internally, but he was never told what Riccaboni was punished for, which is standard procedure. That's like data protection. If someone gets disciplined, you don't tell the other person. Like, that's how it works.
He got disciplined. Do you want to watch it?
Yeah, that part seems a bit weird to me. He alleged that he suffered mental health and marital issues due to the comment that Riccaboni had made about him. I'm not going to get into the guts of that stuff because I don't want to talk about QAnon on the news. He filed this complaint with AEW, and he was told Riccaboni was dealt with, blah, 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 blah. He also claimed that the AEW had tortious interference with the contract of his business relationship, which prevented him from working from New Japan's All Together show in May. The Tate twins, or brothers, or the boys, they allege that when Khan, remember when Tony Khan did that media call and he was like, they didn't show up for booking or whatever. And then there was some stuff with their flights and different airports and things being changed. And it was very he said, because it's two parties.
He said, they said.
Yeah, it was like back and forth. And it was like, who do you believe? I don't know. Wasn't there, so I have no idea. They said that was a lie, basically. Despite they were told they were let go purportedly due to budget cuts, which Khan also said. But yeah, they said the claim about the not showing up for events was demonstrably unproven and false. And they say that their termination as well meant they didn't get paid for the remainder of the deal. There's some more stuff in here about trying to get their arbitration clauses removed and wrestlers being classified as independent contractors when they should be employees. I agree with that. They've always agreed with that part. Now, the likeliest outcome for this is either they just settle it, right, which avoids the case going to discovery, which may reveal some information that maybe AEW doesn't want or whatever, or AEW kind of drags out and makes it too expensive for them. We'll see what happens. But yeah, there you go. Kevin Kelly and the boys.
Yeah, not really much to say on this because I did law at A-level, but that doesn't qualify me to talk about this. It also doesn't qualify you to talk about it on social media. A lot of Twitter lawyers suddenly coming out of the woodwork yesterday.
Some of it is very funny, Fo. Like the bit about... Oh.
Sorry, that's been our long-term tease that we knew it was going to be a lights-out match, so we're taking credit for that.
It's the biggest long-term feud in wrestling, apart from Zack Sabre Jr. versus his Twitter password. But yeah, like the stuff about Kevin Kelly not getting invited to call Sting's last match was
I saw that as well.
That was kind of funny. It's like, what did you expect, Kev? Yeah, a lot of interesting behaviour going on here. But hey,
we'll keep you posted on any developments as and when they happen.
Yeah.
Let's conclude by talking about Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. Obviously, that first went down at SummerSlam. Roman Reigns returned, etc., etc. Cody retained. And a load of speculation has surrounded what's next for Cody and whether it is Solo at Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia, of course. Dave Meltzer, though, coming through with a report on Wrestling Observer Radio saying that that's not going to happen. It's not scheduled for Bad Blood, which goes down in October, of course. But there is going to be a rematch. They may, Meltzer speculated, instead book it for next week's SmackDown. Why is that important? Because it's the first SmackDown after their move to the USA Network from Fox. So you sense they're going to do something big to be. It's like they're doing the whole it's USA week and they're going big on all this. A rematch between Cody and Solo would draw lots of eyes to it, and a lot of people would assume Roman Reigns returns there as well, or at least they further set up the Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0 stuff, which you all assume is going to take place at Survivor Series.
Glad they're not doing it at Bad Blood.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first match. I don't think Solo Sikoa is the most compelling in-ring opponent for Cody Rhodes. So I'm glad if they're going to do it on SmackDown. Yeah, you want to put a Cody Rhodes title match on that first one on USA. You want to put something big on there, leading to a Roman Reigns return. I think that's just good. So I think this is smart. I think that if it was a PLE match, it reeks of a Saudi opener, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But look,
again, it's a bit like the Swerve Hangman thing. Yeah. You're not watching that PLE pay-per-view or whatever really for the title match. You're watching it for something else. Hell in a Cell Punk, Drew, and then obviously Swerve Hangman killing each other all out.
So like, this is the most fed-pilled thing I will probably ever say. I think it's actually quite good that Solo Sikoa is not great. Like, it's not that great a wrestler,
gimmick, doesn't it?
Yeah, because the whole point of he's the pretender. He's wearing his dad's clothes. Mm-hmm. It's like the what's the word I'm looking for? The comparison I saw when he first showed up with a suit on.
Yeah.
It was like, you look like you've just taken that out of a closet and popped it on.
Yeah.
So like, he's a pretender is the whole point of this. So him not being the best, most compelling in-ring guy in the world, actually kind of works. It actually kind of works. So for the whole Bloodline storyline, and Roman's the real tribal chief and all that, that's the story. Obviously, Jacob is going to be a more compelling in-ring opponent for Roman. They're going to do the solo match at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jacob is the god. So
well, yeah, what do you think they do with Cody at Bad Blood then? Is it close? Is it too soon to turn around a Randy Orton match for then?
I don't think so.
You'd still have like 3 or 4 episodes of telly, wouldn't you?
Yeah, this is it. And like, I don't necessarily mind doing these shorter notice big matches if it's informed by history.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, good point.
So theoretically, this Swerve Hangman match, we've had a couple of weeks of angles here, but it's obviously informed by a year and a half of everything that went on before this. Cody and Randy is informed by decades of stuff. They were only together for a year or whatever. But you've got all of that in the chamber. You don't need to establish much more than that, do you?
Hamlet's made a really good shout on this for the last few weeks, actually. The moment that Kevin Owens stuff started happening, he said, with Randy obviously losing to Gunther as well at Bash in Berlin, Randy's going to return to SmackDown, and Cody's going to have handed out a title shot to Kevin Owens, who didn't even think he deserved it. He's going to get given a title rematch to Solo Sikoa. So he's going to go, Cody, can I have a title match? And Cody's going to be like, I'm not sure. You did just lose to Gunther fighting for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Randy's going to go, okay, what if I punt Pharaoh's head off? How about that? And then he's going to settle the match. Yeah, I mean, I know some people have said, oh, you need to save Cody and Randy for a big, big show. I disagree. I think all the shows that WWE doing right now are big, and he's fighting The Rock at WrestleMania, and so it's not going to happen there. It's not going to happen at Survivor Series. I don't think. I sense he's probably going to be folded in, maybe even to the Bloodline storyline. So
there you go.
Makes sense.
And if you want something else that makes sense, here's a video.
Bye.
Bye.